Hello and welcome to my teaching event. My name is Jamie Smith and the topic for this training is cyberbullying. So just what is cyberbullying? According to stopbullying.gov, which is a site maintained by the federal government, it's bullying that happens digitally. Most commonly, this would be from a mobile device. And although not the only place that you'll find cyberbullying, the most common place is on social media. Sites like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok, basically all of the sites that our kids love. Cyberbullying includes posting or sending harmful or hurtful information about someone else. It could also include sharing private information about someone in order to embarrass or humiliate them. We went over the federal definition of cyberbullying, so now let's focus on Florida's definition. It's very similar to the federal definition. The information being shared or posted about someone is hurtful and harmful. Specific examples of this type of behavior include teasing, threats and intimidation, stalking, and physical violence. Florida's anti-bullying law goes on to say that cyberbullying includes the creation of a web page or an account on an online platform in which the creator is pretending to be someone that they're not. This is typically done so that the aggressor can hide his or her identity from the victim. Okay, it's quiz time. Let's guess the statistics. What percentage of young people have reported being bullied online? Is it A, 23%, B, 68%, C, 37%, or D, 16%? If you guess C, 37%, you are correct. Research from DoSomething.org says that about 37% of young people between the ages of 12 and 17 have been bullied online, and many of them say that it's happened multiple times. Research also shows that our LGBTQ kids are experiencing higher harassment rates than average, and that girls are more likely than boys to be both victims and perpetrators of cyberbullying. Let's face it, bullying is nothing new, but it has changed since our kids have constant access to their devices. Cyberbullying is a very public and it's very permanent. This can cause greater overall embarrassment for the victim. The perpetrator's identity is often hidden, so the anonymous nature of cyberbullying can be scary for our kids since they often don't know who it's coming from. Cyberbullying is persistent. Our kids have continuous access to digital media. This can be stressful when kids feel as though they can't escape the bullying. And let's not forget that even if a cruel post is deleted, hundreds of people have already seen it and possibly shared it. Lastly, cyberbullying is virtual, so that can make it much more difficult for parents and other adults to discover that it's even going on. You may be wondering what laws are in place in Florida to protect our kids. One of the laws in place in Florida is the Hope Scholarship Program. Essentially, it says that if a child is bullied or harassed in school, they can transfer to another public school, or they could even enroll in an approved private school. The Jeffrey Johnson Stand Up for All Students Act states that bullying and harassment of any student or employee of a school is prohibited. It goes on to say that it's prohibited during school activities, through the use of electronic media that's owned by the school, and it's even prohibited through the use of electronic media that the school does not own, if that bullying affects the victim's ability to benefit from the opportunities that the school is offering. School environment safety incident reporting was developed in the mid-90s in response to the public's concern about kids being safe at school. This reporting system tracks incidents of serious crimes and violence, disruptive behavior on school grounds. Schools report this information to the district, and the district reports it to the Department of Education. From there, annual reports are developed at the school, district, and state levels. Time for another quiz. How many bullying-related incidents were reported to the Department of Education from Florida schools between 2020 and 2021? Is it A, 1,947, B, 2,183, C, 2,872, or D, 3,012? If you guessed B, 2,183, then you're correct. Between 2020 and 2021, 1,659 incidents of bullying were reported on school grounds. In addition to that, other incidents were reported as being bullying related. Those incidents included intimidation, physical attacks, and sexual harassment. So in all, 2,183 bullying-related incidents were reported. Some of those incidents that we just reviewed sounded pretty serious, so you may be wondering if someone can actually go to jail for cyberbullying. The answer is yes, in some cases. In cases that do not lead to an arrest, typically students are suspended from school or they're not permitted to participate in school activities. Cases that do result in arrests and convictions are classified as either misdemeanors or felonies. The difference between the two is whether or not there's a threat of harm. Felony cyberbullying could result in as much as 5 years in jail. Time for another quiz. Let's see if we can spot the cyberbullying warning signs. Press pause on this presentation and take a few minutes to read over the 16 warning signs below. Then classify them into 2 categories. The first one is signs that your child is the target of cyberbullying, and the other is signs that your child may be bullying others. Welcome back. It's time to review cyberbullying warning signs. Signs that your child is a possible target of cyberbullying are: unexpectedly, they stop using their devices. They're oversleeping or not sleeping enough. They lose interest in things that mattered most to them. They appear uneasy about going to school or outside in general. They appear nervous or jumpy when using their devices. They frequently call or text to go home sick from school. They desire to spend more time with parents than with their peers. And they make statements about suicide or the meaninglessness of life. Signs that your child may be possibly cyberbullying others: they laugh excessively while using their devices and they won't tell you what's so funny. They switch the screen or hide their devices when you're around. They use their devices at all hours of the night. They have increased behavioral issues. They appear overly concerned with popularity. They're demonstrating an increasing insensitivity toward other teens. They get very upset if they can't use their devices, and they may be using multiple online accounts or the account of others. What can we do to help our kids? The Cyberbullying Research Center gives some really great advice to parents on how to help if your child is the victim of bullying. The main message is to be in constant communication with your kids. It's also important to collect evidence if your child is being cyberbullied, such as screenshots or saved images and videos. You can also create a log of incidents that have happened so that you can report the incidents to the school or to the police if there's threats involved. And of course, make sure that your child is and feels safe. Seek counseling for them if it's necessary. What can parents do when their child is cyberbullying others? Again, the Cyberbullying Research Center stresses communication. Get to the root of the problem. Listen to your child. Remain calm. Try to get your child to understand how it feels for the victim, and set up parental controls so that you can monitor your child's online activities. I've collected a list of websites that provide resources and valuable information for parents. Some of them are stopbullying.gov, cyberbullying.org, DoSomething.org, the Megan Meyer Foundation.org, FOSI.org, which stands for Family Online Safety Institute, and FLDOE.org for the Florida Department of Education. I hope that you found this information helpful. I thank you for your time and have a great day.